Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we're coming in from Burbank City where the Plasma are hosting the Hammerlock Draconids in this contest of 2 Elite 4 sides, and as Diplin's Super Sweet Syrup ability lowers the evasiveness of both Seviper and Zangoose, let's have a look at this tale of the tape as the Plasma were taken to the limit last round, but they have started the season exactly how they were hoping as a former Elite 4 side team. But the Draconids looked like anything but, as they were absolutely dominated last round, and they do not want that to happen all season long as we've seen in previous seasons. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the poison types? Will it be the dragon types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And if you're wondering why Zangoose is on the poison type side and alongside Seviper of all Pokemon, it is because it is the Terrestrial draftee for the Burbank Plasma, and we will see if these two can get along as they go head to head with Dragonair and Diplin, starting out for the Hammerlock Draconids. And it is Dragonair with that speed control immediately going for the Crush Grip, getting some great damage there onto Seviper, but Zangoose responds with the Wave Crash, going for Dragonair, not very effective but still gets in some good damage there onto the Dragon type, who is the representative of Dragonite this season. And it's the Water Pledge follow-up from Seviper, unfortunately not as effective there onto Diplin, who looks to respond with the shift gear going into high gear here. It is going to boost that speed a great deal, as well as boosting that base 80 attack, and it is now the quickest on the field, allowing it to set up for the fly. So it is going to fly up high into the sky, and it's full speed control for the Draconids as Dragonair is going to fling its Leopard Berry here, and it throws it at Zangoose, who practically catches it on its claw and proceeds to chow down on that Leopard Berry there, restoring that PB, and it responds with the Fury Cutter, but unfortunately it goes for Diplin, who is able to avoid that attack. Seviper looking to do their part though. They're going to dive and hide underwater, so Diplin needs to focus in on Zangoose with this fly, and that it does get in some great damage there with that boosted attack as well. Dragonair follows it up with the Spore, but it goes for Seviper, who is still hiding underwater. Zangoose looking to capitalize, goes for the Super Fang onto Diplin, halving its remaining health, and the dive is finished off. Good damage for a not very effective move onto Dragonair there, but Diplin responds with the Twister, putting both poison types into knockout range, and Dragonair with the follow-up Poison Tail trying to take Seviper out, but it's able to hang on from that not very effective move, allowing Zangoose to go for the Wonder Room here on the field. And in doing so, it does switch everyone's defense and special defenses. Seviper with the follow-up Absorb, very little damage there being done to Dragonair as it tries to get some health back here, being such an easy target. But this does open the door for Diplin to try and capitalize, going with the Poison Gas, which is not going to work on the poison types. They cannot be poisoned here on the field, as Dragonair is going to go with the Draining Kiss though to take Zangoose out of this match, giving the Hammerlock Draconids the early lead, taking a bit of health and restoring it for itself as well in the process. But the Terrestrial draftee has been taken down. Maybe Seviper and Zangoose can't work as well together as the Plasma may have hoped, but Seviper looking to do its bit, does go for a Poison Gas of its own onto the Draconids, but that is avoided by Dragonair. Diplin, unfortunately not so fortunate to get out of the way, is going to be left with that Poison Status condition that is going to chip away at its health here as we start to see that take effect. The Plasma do send out Quillfish here, and it is that Jotonian variant with that Intimidate ability, lowering the physical attack of both dragon types, as Diplin goes for that low sweep that is going to take Seviper out of this match. That is 2 down for the Burbank Plasma already, and Dragonair looking to follow it up, going for that Fury Cutter, does practically nothing there to Quillfish, who does look to capitalize, going with the Tea Time. And we know that the starting Pokemon have those Leopard Berries, but Quillfish is going to chow down into the berry brought into this game, which is that Lancer Berry. It is getting pumped. But whilst they're doing that, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, please leave a like, share, subscribe as this matchup continues and that poison continues to do damage to Diplin on the field. Coming out for the Plasma though, it is going to be Toxapex as Diplin goes for the substitute, but it does not have enough health, so that is going to fail. Dragonair though looking to do their part, going with the Court Change, which also fails. There are no entry hazards in play. Quillfish looking to capitalize with the Fire Pledge, and it does put Diplin into knockout range. Toxapex making a great first impression, takes Diplin out of this matchup with that super effective move. And out in its place comes Flapple onto the field. Dragonair immediately with the Fairy Lock, making it so no one can run away during the next turn. But they are not looking to go anywhere. They want to finish this matchup. Flapple is going to follow it up with the Corrosive Gas. It is not going to work on Qwilfish and Dragonair, but it is going to corrode away the Enigma Berry here of Toxapex on the field. Qwilfish is going to respond with the Gust, putting Dragonair into knockout range with that critical play. Toxapex could follow it up, going with the Matcha Gotcha. This will connect with both Dragon types, but Dragonair is able to hang on by a thread as that Wonder Room does wear off. Dragonair is going to respond with the Magnetic Flux, but unfortunately that does fail. Flapple, needing to do its part though, is going to go with the Psychic. This will be super effective onto Toxapex, getting some great damage on that highly defensive Pokemon, who does respond with the from Qwilfish, responding with the Spirit Shackle. Good damage there onto Flapple, making it so it can no longer escape, but as we said, it's not looking to go anywhere. The Throat Chop though from Toxapex takes Dragonair out of this matchup, leveling the playing field at 4v4. And out in its place, it is going to be Gabite. As the Dragonid still maintains speed control, it goes with the Stomping Tantrum, super effective onto Qwilfish, putting it into knockout range. Flapple could follow it up, instead going with the Baton Pass. It is going to go back to the bench. And out in its place, it is going to be Tatsugiri here, as Qwilfish immediately meets it with a Stomp, getting some good damage there as well, and Toxapex is going to follow it up with the Ancient Power, instead going for Gabite. This is going to be resisted thanks to that part ground typing that it has, as Gabite does respond with the Fairy Wind. Not very effective and not enough to take out Qwilfish, but Tatsugiri could follow it up here, sets up the Toxic Spikes on the side of the Verbank Plasma. They do not want to court change right now because that is not beneficial to the Draconids whatsoever, but Qwilfish with the attack order, continuing on the offensive, gets another critical play. It is definitely pumped in this matchup onto Gabite there, but Gabite does chow down on its Citrus Berry, restoring its health. Toxapex with the follow-up Shore Up, it is going to restore its strength here, trying to get back to full health as well, and it is successful in doing so as Gabite goes for the Discharge. It takes Qwilfish out with that super effective move, also super effective on Toxapex, getting damage though on its own teammate, who goes for the Liquidation onto Toxapex. Not very effective, doing very little damage, but it does lower that physical defense that is base 152, who responds Toxapex with that Psychic onto Tatsugiri there, and it is going to be Victory Bell coming out for the Verbank Plasma, absorbing those Toxic Spikes on the field. Fortunately, it doesn't make them stronger though, as it's on the receiving end of the Seed Flare from Gabite. Very little damage being done there. Tatsugiri trying to go with the Shell Smash. It is going to lower its defensive stats to boost that speed as well as its offensive stats, including that 120 base special attack. That is massive, that the Plasma need to watch out for, but Tatsugiri is quite an easy target, and they could capitalize here as Victory Bell is going to go with the Power Swap instead. But unfortunately, it focuses onto Gabite. It definitely should have focused on Tatsugiri, as it's the final Gambit from Toxapex that takes Tatsugiri out of this match, but in the process, Toxapex takes itself out as well, taking out those boosted special attacks. Flapple returning to the field for the Draconids. It is going to be Skuntank coming out for the Verbank Plasma. Gabite immediately with the Fake Out, but unfortunately that is going to fail. Flapple looking to do its bit. The Draconids maintaining speed control practically all throughout this matchup. The Zen Headbutt won't work on the part Dark type Skuntank, allowing Skuntank to respond with the Attract, but that is not going to work in return. Victory Bell trying to do its part though. It's going to go for the Focus Energy. It's going to be getting pumped here, see if it can capitalize as much as Qwilfish did, as Gabite is going to go with the Encore, but that is going to fail, leaving Flapple having to do its part as the Draconids are in front. It goes with the Stomping Tantrum onto Skuntank, and it's a one-hit wonder. Skuntank has been taken out of this match. Victory Bell is all by itself. It goes with the Fire Punch, putting Gabite into knockout range with a not very effective move. Thanks to that critical play already coming into effect, Gabite does respond with the Rock Polish though. We still don't know who the last Pokemon for the Draconids is, as the speed boost for Gabite is not really needed. The Forest Curse from Flapple is going to fail because Victory Bell is already part Grass type, allowing it to go for the Spark, but it makes the mistake of going for Gabite, who is immune. Gabite looking to capitalize, goes for the Psy Shield Bash. Super effective, massive damage there onto Victory Bell, boosting its own defense in the process. Not that it has much defense to work with at the moment, but there is Victory Bell restoring its health thanks to that Citrus Berry. And Flapple with the follow-up speed swap, which is a massive mistake because they have just given Flapple's speed to Victory Bell, allowing Victory Bell to respond with the Bug Buzz that is going to take Gatbite out of this match. And Victory Bell may have speed control after the Draconids have had it practically all game because it is Shelgon coming out for the Draconids. Victory Bell does have speed control, goes with the Eerie spell, putting Flapple into knockout range, and it loses 3 PP in the process, but with that Ripen ability, it is going to chow down on that Lanceberry. It's also getting pumped, and it is going to respond with the Horn attack. Massive damage there. Shelgon with the follow-up Zing Zap here, putting Victory Bell into knockout range, and Shelgon, that Rockhead Pokemon, is on the receiving end of the Pollen Puff. Great damage there from Victory Bell, but Flapple looking to capitalize, goes for the last resort, but that does fail. However, Shelgon trying to do its part here. They've got the 2-1 advantage, goes with the discharge, hits everybody on field. It's not enough to take anyone out of this matchup. It's not very effective, but Victory Bell is a very easy target. So is Flapple. The dynamic punch though onto Shelgon. Shelgon hangs on by a thread, but it is left in a confused state. However, this opens the door for Flapple to try and capitalize, but first Shelgon does chow down on its berry. It's proceeding to boost its special defense with that Staff Berry. No defense to work with though. The Crush Grip on the Victory Bell. Victory Bell hangs on though. It's not enough. Shelgon needs to shake off this confusion. It needs to take out Victory Bell. It shakes off the confusion and it goes with the Memento. Maybe it is confused, but it lowers those offensive stats of Victory Bell, trying to keep it from having enough offense to take Flapple out, who is such an easy target. It is 1v1 Victory Bell with the coil, not going on the offensive. Instead, it is going to reboost that physical attack as well as boosting that defense here on the field, but also boost that accuracy. This opens the door though for Flapple to try and capitalize, who goes with the Ingrain. Again, not going on the offensive. It is going to plant those roots. It wants to restore that health, but it has such little health. Victory Bell may be able to capitalize. Both these Pokemon in knockout range. Victory Bell responds with the ally switch, but it's got no teammates left. This is a one-on-one matchup. This allows Flapple to go with the Rock Blast, and it takes Victory Bell out. The Hammerlock Draconids have taken down the Verbank Plasma in a matchup of 2 Elite Four sides. We get our time warning, but it is irrelevant because time is up and the Draconids have won. They have shown that even with their non-fully evolved Pokemon, they can still get victories over impressive sides this season. And next round they are going up against the Castelia Pinchers, whereas for the Plasma next round they are going up against the Goldenrod Guild, who are off to a great start this season. But with that said, Nidorinas, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I will see you when you see me.